Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. For the scent of the day, I'm going to take you over to my scent table and show you what I've got going. Of course, I've got my wax melt warmer going, and in it is this honey lavender gelato. These things take a long time to use up, so I'm still working on this one. And then back here I have my long incense today, and then I'm trying to burn through this Nag Champa because I have other ones I want to use, so there's that one. And then for my candle, this is called the Paired Brandy candle by Dapper Distill, and it smells really good. So I can't remember where I got this one, but I've been loving it, so there's that. If you're new around here, consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you will never miss anything interesting, as I have a lot of things planned that you won't want to miss. And also, I do post on Instagram and Reddit every single day, so if you like new daily updated content, be sure to go follow me over on there. So this is just our usual chill, relax Sunday video, and I did go shopping at Walmart today, so I'm a little exhausted. I did get a bunch of fun things, and I did post it on my Instagram stories if you want to check out my haul. I forgot to put these in the haul, and these are little apple pie protein bites, and I got these for my weight loss journey, but I don't know how good for weight loss they are or not, but they just stuck out to me, so I got them. I know I'm talking about weight loss as I'm drinking this humongo monster, but one thing at a time. And lastly, before we get started, I did want to say that when I was getting ready for this video, I definitely put on some expired lipstick, and I've never ran into an expired lipstick before, but this one was definitely past expiration, and it was pretty disgusting. So this is just a public service announcement to make sure you're not using expired products, and to go through your collection every now and then and toss the ones that are no good. So for this Sunday, we're doing a palette overview and tutorial. And we're going to be doing the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette today. And remember, when I do these videos, I just briefly touch on these subjects. So if you want to see a more in-depth review of this palette, be sure to go check out the one I did on Instagram. And I will have that link below if you want to read some more information that you might or might not find valuable before you purchase something like this. So as I'm being such a chatterbox today, let's get right into the overview. So this is the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. It's quite a large palette, and it has this lovely peach marbled cardboard packaging. And when you open it up, there is a very large detailed mirror inside. And taking a look on the inside of the palette, there are 15 eyeshadows in here, and they are all mattes. Each shadow in this palette weighs 1.5 grams. So considering this palette is comprised of matte shadows, it's very important that the matte formula works great. And in my opinion, the Dominique Cosmetics matte formula is not the best. I find that once you apply it to a certain area, it does not budge, so it's very, very difficult to get a nice blend with it. But while using this palette in particular, I was able to blend this one easier than all her other ones that I've used. But it did take a lot of work. Now, what I really do like about this formula is that it builds really well and it layers really well. And the layering is so nice that it creates a very undefined, unidentifiable line. I really, really like the nice light to dark gradient inside this palette. And I'm gonna pop up a picture of the swatches right now so you can see what all these colors look like swatched out. And now I wanted to give you some information about this palette. This is supposed to be a multitasking palette. It has some highlighter shades up here. It has some bronzer and contour shades. It even has some blush shades. And not only can you use it for a bunch of your face steps, you can also use this as eyeshadow. And something else that the company really thought about is that they made each shadow pan large enough to fit a complexion brush in, so you don't run into any difficulty grabbing neighboring shades while you're trying to pull one shade in specific. This palette is cruelty-free, but it is not vegan. And now we're going to talk about the cost. The cost of this 15 pan eyeshadow palette is $48. And if you break that down a little bit further, it costs $3.20 per shade. And breaking that down even further, it costs $2.13 per gram. Now, when I use this, the eye look that I created, I really did enjoy. I wasn't able to do a gradient blend like I really like to do because the blendability of these shadows just isn't up to my standard. I didn't get any patchiness and I did not get any creasing. There was a bunch of kickback in the pans, but I did not get any fallout. And I think the general idea of this palette is genius, but it's definitely not my favorite formula. So now that we know a little bit more about the palette, let's get right on into the tutorial. Hi guys, welcome to the second part of this video, the tutorial. And today we're going to be creating a split eye with glitter liner. And I just thought that this would be the perfect look to showcase what this palette can truly accomplish, because although it can't really do gradient blending, it's great for simple shadow looks. So I thought this would be a fun look to try. But before we get into the actual shadow, let's start with our prep. So I did find my L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil, so I'm going to go in and tightline with this first and foremost. And the reason why I like to tightline before I do anything else is because you really have to get up in here in your eye and touch your lid, and some people could do it without touching their lid, but I cannot. And I found if I do this at the end of my eyeshadow look that I mess up the whole thing. If I tightline straight away, then I have no issues for the rest of the look. If you guys consistently tightline, let me know what your favorite tightlining pencils are in the comments. Because I've tried a few and so far this one is my favorite. Now we're going to go in with some eye primer. And for my eyeshadow looks, I like to take the primer all the way down to my under eye, but I already have makeup on, so I'm not doing that currently. But I suggest taking it all the way underneath your eye as well. So I'm just gonna blend this a little bit. Make sure there's no harsh edges and make sure this concealer dries down to a powder finish, which gives the shadows a really, really nice blend. And now we're ready to start working on the eye look. So the first step is to take a piece of tape. And I've heard tips where you can stick it on the back of your hand to decrease its stickiness. And then just peel it up so it gets rid of that first layer. And then you want to put it on your eye so that you separate your eyelid directly in half. And I have done this so many times and I have never had an issue with it, just so you know. If there was a competition for putting tape on your eyelid, I would be a professional. Now as I sit here looking like a weirdo, I have got two brushes in my hand, and I have a small detail brush and a dome blending brush. And I suggest keeping these two on the ready. These are the two primary brushes that we'll be using right away. So on your detail brush, go into the first shade, which is Chai. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start building this inner corner. So find your natural crease, and you can see mine right here. And I just like to put the shadow directly into that crease with my little detail brush. And feel free to go on top of that tape because it's just going to create that very defined line, which is what we're looking for in this look. And you're going to want to take this shadow directly into your inner corner. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the rest of this lid. I'm going to try to make it as opaque as possible. Once you get that color on there, now we got to blend this out a little bit. So just take your dome blending brush and make little circles around the edges of that shade, or you can just run your brush along the top of it. However you want to blend it out, it's up to you. But I find these shadows are very difficult to blend anyway, so whatever way you can get them to work is what you need to do. Now after you get rid of as much of that harsh line as you can, let's go into the next shade called Soft and Sweet. And we're gonna put that on the harsh line that we created with the first shade. And then after you get that shade laid down, make sure you give that one a good blend as well. And then after you're done blending all your shadows out, you can go ahead and take this piece of tape off because that's all we needed it for. And you can see it gave us a really nice defined line down the center of our eye. Now we're gonna go in with the scariest shade in the palette, matte black. I know a lot of people are afraid of the matte black, but black is the best shade you can use to create depth in your look. So what we're gonna do with the black, we're gonna take the black from the center point and match it up to the first shade. And try not to go over the center line at all because we don't want to blend these two colors together. We really want a defined line in the center. And stay in your crease. And go all the way out to a point. So, like that. I'm refilling my brush with more shadow. And then I'm gonna go from my lower lash line and go all the way up and meet at this point. So I have a true corner. Now after you get that corner shape drawn in, go ahead and fill it in with this matte black. And the trick is getting it as close to that center line as you can without going over it. So that's what your eye look should look like now, something like this. Now we gotta blend that black out as much as we can, and I did struggle here a lot too. Be kind of careful when you get to this little center part because you don't want to bring it into the pink. The next shade we're going to go into is called Mocha, and it's kind of like a neutral brown. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this on that harsh line of the black. So just like that. And the last step for the top of the eye is to blend out that brown as best as you can. So here's what the top of the eye looks like. Now as far as waterline liner, I thought a brown would match really pretty with this eye look, so I'm going to take the Makeup by Mario soft brown pencil, and I actually really like this pencil. And I'm just going to go in and color my waterline brown. If you put one coat of waterline liner on and it's not the color that you want it to be, wait for it to dry and then go in with multiple coats of it because you can build them up to get to your desired color. Now for this next step, grab your favorite angled brush, and I'm using the Zoeva 317, and this is my favorite angle brush ever. And go right into that black shade, and what we're gonna do is we're going to line this upper lash line pretty thickly with that matte black. The next step is really fun because we get to play with glitter. So if you have a glitter liner, now would be the time to break it out. Or you can always just use a glitter adhesive and loose glitter, but a glitter liner is definitely the easiest way to go because it looks just like this and it's like a pointed thing with glitter on it. And all you're gonna do is line that black line that we just created with some of this glitter. Now I suggest waiting for it to dry and then in with the second coat to really make it shine. So here's one coat from me, and I'm gonna go in with the second coat right about now. Oh, and I don't know if I said this or not, but I'm using that Urban Decay Heavy Metal liner. These are really good. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna start working on the lower lash line. And for this, I suggest using the same angled brush as we used on the top lid. And again, go back into that matte black shadow and look at where the central line is up top. And you wanna match that down below and make half of your bottom lower lash line black. And for the interior lower lash line, we're gonna go back into Chai, which is that really pretty rosy pink shade. And we're going straight from the inner corner all the way to where that black starts. Just a very simple lower lash line, but I love the way it looks. And just so you know, I'm getting remarkably more fallout than I did yesterday. I didn't get any yesterday, and today I'm getting some. And now you gotta go in with your favorite inner corner highlight brush and go into the shade Frothy. And we're gonna put that right on our inner corner and kind of build it up. You want it to be kind of stark. I notice when I do these tutorials on Sunday, I always forget the inner corner highlight, so I made sure not to forget it today. All right, now excuse me while I go put on some mascara, and I will be right back to you. Alright, here's the finished look using the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. And like I always say, if you want to see this look really dramatic and with some lashes, be sure to click the link down in the link section below, because that's the entire pictorial with lashes on. But I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this as well. Let me know in the comment section if this is a palette that you're looking to pick up and add to your collection, or if you don't feel like talking about that, then let me know anything positive in the comments. Let me know how your day is going, anything that you recently added to your collection, or something that you really want to add to your collection. I would love to know all about it. So with that, that is all I have for you today. So if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you didn't like this video, hit the thumbs down button. And until next time,